Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already...
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the...
What do you need?
Promise me that...
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early! But why isn't anybody talking?
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready? Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try. The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions.
Paimon's a little worried.
To be honest, I feel this. Your deeds speak for them.
Candace,
I'm very glad to hear. I've said the same. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. Good luck. Take it easy.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
Alhaitham!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point, our plan is not child's play. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
Well, being a scholar.
I'm not like the rest of
This guy.
All intellectuals are lunatics. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to... I think. But the academia has always held a different... Come to think of it. Perhaps the Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms.
But Paimon thought that. At least, that's. Wait a second. Could it be that.
Ah, you've connected the dots.
But if that's the case, what should.
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
It's related to the scene you saw when you passed.
In that case, it's to make sure we're still on track. I would like to check on the state of some of our prep
Where are we going?
to an Aramite bit.
Busted.
Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the...
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction?
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge? Are you...
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but...
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes,
Paimon is still real.
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be...
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, everything went without a hitch, and everyone Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effect.
But what was the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get it.
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. After all that time, what do you think you'd become?
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few modifications.
This blinding sunlight is such a pain.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
But it's still the best plan we have.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. Alhaitham's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Cyno? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Alhaitham for suggestions. Had I known Alhaitham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon. Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards, and
Wait, how can we work with the...
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group. There is no better way.
that also sounds like something Alhaitham told you.
Doesn't Alhaitham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me. There is no perfect plan, but this. He also said that with the help of Cyno and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind to make the whole thing more. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
I can't believe a Mantra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
I knew you would say that.
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of...
Cyno, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve is even more important. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the sport.
Well, now that you've put it that way, I can no longer refute. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do any. Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more.
Okay, you have a deal.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Cyno's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people—
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain al Akmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top priority.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust—
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Cyno has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Cyno's departure.
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to interfere with my actions.
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened.
That's true. But
look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, haven't you ever thought about it? Just
because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human action—
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, emotions are part of our behavioral logic. Cyno, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar, decisive, and principled. You were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. Our thoughts and logic have— the Akasha lacks data on— so—
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon's so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay it.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Deshret Desert District. My name is Luxembarbo.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me. The construct next to her is for her—
Beep! Construct, beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest tech?
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation.
There's no need for flat.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rama. Any questions?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of power. Get ready.